Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG. One of only two Premium SPGs in the game, the other one being the Sexton one. And this Premium SPG is on the southwest spawn of Westfield under the command of Steel Mike. Now, it's a 105mm armed Arty. And we've come to know her as Fifi La Pew Pew, and you can see that's written on the side of the vehicle. And battle has commenced. Now, alongside him is an M37 and an AMX 105 AM Milli 47, which is the Tier 4 French Arty. We're Tier 5. And this Arty is actually built on the chassis of the Char B1, which the Germans called the B2, and that's why you got 105 leFH18B2, and the leFH comes from light field howitzer, or Leica Delta Pizza. And Steel Mike's moving into the trees for cover. Well, yep, pretty much hidden in here. And he's now ready to aim at the enemy. Oh, no, just wants to adjust his position a little. That's better. Okay, his first target is an AMX CLC up on the hill. I want the battle assistant. We get a shot. Round out. Wow, one shot kill right at the start of the game. Beautiful shot. That's the way to do it. You see, you dial in tight on your target and then fire and whack, it hits the target bang on and does a huge amount of damage. You must have got a full penetration because the alpha damage of this gun is 410 hit points. And he hit that AMX LC 360 hit points, or 320 rather, in one shot. Now he's trying to get that Lux, who's just behind the hill, fires around in, it hits the hill itself. Near to our 14 TP, but there's a T80 just over there, and he stopped to shoot, dialed in, round out, just he pulls back in time. If he'd stayed where he was, he would have been wiped out. Now he's been tracked, rounds out, and he moves after repairing his track. Now we're still having difficulty trying to get a shot on that Lux, going after the T80 again. He stopped. Round out, he moves. Just after we fire. This guy is like the Matrix. He's like, keeps moving after we shoot. Now we've anticipated where he's moving now. Trying to work out exactly where he's headed so we can fire ahead of him. Round out, that's going to miss behind. Okay, stop near the trees. And we're dialing in on that position. Round out. Oh, we killed him! That got him! That one worked. So second kill, but we've lost a lot of tanks around this corner, and in fact there's only one light tank ahead of us, and then between us and that Lux. Now hopefully we'll be able to spot that light tank when he appears. DW2 German heavy tank, tier 4, dialing in nice and tight, rounds out, should hit, and it does, and wipes him out. Here comes the Lux. Now we've got a very fast reload, 7.85 seconds. We're using, well, we're not using premium consumables, but oh, look at that, he's just taken out the Lux with one shot, 31 hit points. That's his fourth kill. We've got an enemy Electo approaching and a P2640. We're going for the Electo first, just behind him. He stopped to shoot. He has to because, of course, he's got a big reticule, otherwise the chances are he's going to miss target. He fires at the P26 and takes him out. That's his fifth kill already. He's only one tank away from getting a Top Gun. In fact, so far he's managed to get well, the majority of his team's kills. In fact, the 25 TP actually killed one of our own team. And of course he's out the game now. Now we're looking towards the east side of the map because there's nobody between us there and the enemy. But the Fifi does have a good view range, 390 meters, so we should be able to spot them before they see us. Round out on the Matilda. It's going to fall behind him. It's a long way away. It's 2.4 seconds flight time to the target. Rounds out. Oh, that's a nice hit. Tracked him. He's stationary. Next round out straight away. And it kills him. It's wiped him out. That's the Top Gun. Now, where are the enemies? I think the thing is that there are still 7 enemy out there. We've only got 5 tanks left on our team. 3 of them Arty, 2 tank destroyers. And the tank destroyers are up in the north at the moment. They're looking near the village. And I think our Electo is going to do a quick run around the top edge of the map. The M37 and the AMX-105AM have gone slightly further to the north. They're over in the trees. That should give them a little bit of protection. And the M881 has come down, and there's the SAV M43 on the enemy team. He's near our cap. We're dialing in. Should be able to get a nice hit on him as he goes past. We'll get a big surprise when he gets hit in the side with a 105. Yep! And it looks like it may have tracked him. He's turning to face us. He knows the trouble he's in now. Oh, and he's killed before our shell arrives. We're going to have to move because we were spotted. The AMX 105AM got the kill on the SAV. And we've moved position. So the enemy Arty won't be able to work out where we are. And you can see he's trying to find us. Now the enemy Arty are a Panzer Selbstfahrerpeter 4B, which is the one with the turret, a Gorilla, a Tier 5, and an AMX-13AM. Just the same as the one we've got. Now he's moved back, he knocked the tree down, but he's moving forward now. That might convince the enemy we're actually in a position behind. So he's boxing the enemy, he's making the enemy believe that we're somewhere where we're not. That's a very smart move, that. The enemy's looking for any sign of where they are, and here comes a Panzer 38NA, dialing in, nice and tight, and a kill shot, and that's a Naidin's medal. He's now killed all the enemy light tanks in this battle. Very nice indeed. He moved forward to get behind this mound to make sure that he wasn't spotted. Okay, so he's taken up position now. Finding a new firing position to avoid the enemy Arty getting a shot on him. The P2640 is indicating that we should go to the east. And I think that's a smart move actually, because I suspect that the enemy is in the east areas, not in the north. Unfortunately, we lost the Electo that went up north. But doesn't necessarily mean the enemy are up there. And if they are up there, then the M37's probably going to spot them first. So we're getting into a nice firing position here for the moment. We're 1 tank short of getting a Radley Walters Medal. So it's definitely on the cards, because there are still 5 enemy out there and there's 4 of us. Or 4 on Steel Mike's team. Now, Steel Mike, you might remember, is the gentleman who actually managed to jump or leap down from a cliff on top of a KV-1 on Airfield and kill a KV-1 by squashing him. It was a very funny game indeed. You don't often see Artys squash and kill heavy tanks, but basically you've got to remember this Arty is actually designed on a heavy tank chassis. So it is basically a heavy tank with a big Arty gun on top of it. And that's why it can see so far, because it's the gunners are really high up, so they can see much further than other Artys. Now this skin, you can see in the tricolor, La Tricolore, the French national colours, blue, white and red, is available from Sir Rusty. He created these skins for What Arty Noobs, and we're very grateful for him doing that. And they're available on his Facebook page. Okay, Steel Mike's aiming towards the enemy cap area. Now I think he's going to do a bit of counter battery here. He's going to try and work out where the enemy Arty are. Now when last spotted, there was an enemy Arty in that position there. And, oh no, he's been found. Here he is. The AMX-13AM has been spotted. And he's just been taken out. Oh, we lost our AMX-105. Now, the AMX-13AM is actually the, I should have remembered that, is the Tier 5 one. But we've lost our Tier 4 Arty. The M37 is down in the valley. There's 3 of us left. There's 4 of the enemy. We've still got the M8A1 to spot for us. He's up in the trees in grid square J0 at the moment. In fact, actually, other members of the team are suggesting he should cross the valley and go over to the other side and spot the enemy cap from up high. And that's probably a smart move as well, because if he was to go up there, he'd get a much better view than going down the east side of the map, because although you've got the trees for cover, once you're spotted, the enemy will try to fire at you. And that M8A1, he only has 1 hit point, only 1. So any near miss from an Arty is going to take him out the game. Well, he's going low on the east side, creeping up on the enemy. Oh, he's found one of them! It's the gorilla. We're not in a position to fire at the moment. Okay, we're just quickly dialing in. Unfortunately, we were on the rise as we came up, and we fire a round in. Oh, we missed. I think that gorilla's got into cover. He knows where we are. Oh, what a kill shot! That's a Radley's. So he's got 8 kills now, thanks to the M8A1 spotting for us. Of course, the enemy will know where we are, because obviously he would have been able to work out where the shells were coming from. The M8A1 has moved over to the other side of the valley with the M37. And he's going up the other side. Now, there's 2 enemies left. One's a light tank. One's an Arty, and the other 2 are an M3 Lee and a Panzer 4D. And we found the M3 Lee. Dialing in. Rounds out. Oh, 76 from a splash. But we lost our M8A1. So this is going to be our last shot, and we get another 37 hit points. We're going to lose sight of the Lee any second. We fire another round in. Oh, well, that's a kill shot. 197 and a potential high caliber. And the M37 was actually spotting that M3 Lee. That's why we didn't lose sight of him. Well, he's headed into the enemy area, and from this position, we can fire on any Arty that he finds. But he's going to have to get close to them. There's only 2 left now. That Panzer Selbstfahrerfetter, which is quite a dangerous Arty with a 105mm gun, identical to the one we're using. But of course, his fire rate is slightly slower. We're firing in speculative shots. We've got some spare, but we're firing heat rounds. And there he is. It's been found. Now, dialing in on his position. Rounds out. Oh, we got a direct hit, but we've only tracked him. We're still going to fire heat rounds at him. Rounds out. Oh, that way hit the ground. We're firing the heat round again. Rounds out. No, he's not there. We should have been firing high explosive rounds. It would have been much easier to get hits. And I saw a bush go down, so I think, or a tree go down. So I think the Panzer Selbstfahrerfetter is headed this way, and that means that the Panzer 4D must be in our cap. There's only 1 minute 21 left, and there's 1 minute 25 seconds for the enemy to cap out. So they can't win by cap. It's impossible for them to win by cap. So Steel Mike's heading back towards his own cap. He should be able to spot the Panzer 4D before the Panzer can see him. And that's the hooter for the last minute. We know that the Panzer Selbstfahrerfetter is coming south, but he won't be able to reach us because he's got about the same speed as us. It's based on a Panzer III-4 chassis. Okay, we can't see him yet, but remember we've got a view range of 390 meters, so we should be able to see him any second, but he can't cap out in time. There he is. We can see him, and we've got the Bush mechanic working in our favour, and the Panzer IV-D is running in circles. Round out. Just missed him. We can get one more shot maybe before the clock ends. Lining up another shot. Round out. And we splash him for 50. I don't think we're going to get another shot before the clock runs out, or are we? Maybe. Round out. Yes, we do. 133, but it's not enough. And the clock's about to run out. And that's it. It is a draw. But I'm pretty sure that Steel Mike ended up with a defender from that. Yes, and here's the end result. It's an ace tanker for Steel Mike in the 105 leFH18B2, the Fifi La Pew Pew. He also got a Bruiser Medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 22 in that one. He got a Radley Walters Medal for getting at least 8 kills. He got 9. He was one short of getting a Pools Medal. If he killed that Panzer IV-D, he would have got 1. And he did get a Naidin's Medal for killing all the enemy light tanks. The T-80, the he got the looks, and he also got the AMX CLC, of course, right at the start of the game. He picked up a Defender Medal for stopping the cap and getting a reset. He got the High Caliber for dealing the most damage, and he got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. So let's have a look at the team tables. There you go, right at the top of the table, 1,628 hit points of damage. The next highest scorer was the Churchill 3 with 1,006, and then 60, sorry. And then the Matilda Black Prince managed to get 973 on the enemy team. When it came to kills, he was right at the top of the table again with 9. The next highest scorer only had 2 kills. That was the AMX 105 AM and 4 tanks on the enemy team. And when it came to basic XP, he managed to get 641 base experience points in that game, 448 for the M8A1, and 409 for the Churchill 3. Now, this must have been during the Christmas period, I think, maybe because the XP level normally required to get an ace tanker on a Fifi is very, very high indeed. So I suspect this was Christmas. Yes, it was Christmas. Yes. Oh, no, it wasn't after Christmas. 23rd of January. My gum. So the levels have dropped in order to get an ace tanker. Let's have a look at the detail report. Well, we can see Steel Mike fired 35 rounds in that game. He got 13 direct hits and 5 penetrations and 12 splash damage. Damage of 1,628 hit points, of which 1,376 were at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit as a result of splash damage, and that was from the enemy Arty who was trying to get at him after he killed the light tank at close range. He spotted 2 enemy vehicles. He damaged 12 of the enemy, killed 9 of the enemy, and he also did damage assistance of 10 hit points. He also managed to get 88 defense points when he reset the cap on the Panzer IV-D. On a premium account, he earned 35,135 credits, got the Achievements Award for getting epic medals in a losing team, or rather a drawing team in this case. So that's 6,075 credits. So his total was 41,210. After ammunition resupply, and the ammo's really cheap, but he did use a lot of heat ammo, and he shouldn't have used heat ammo on that Panzer Selbstfahr Leverta. If he'd actually used HE ammo, I think he would have got damage on those hits that he missed, because the shells would have landed right next door to the tank and possibly tracked it. So he took away 17,370 credits from that. He received 962 XP, got 583 for achievements, 618 for this being a premium vehicle, so he took away 2,163 experience points altogether. So just so close to getting both a Pools Medal and also winning the game. If only he'd used the HE ammo to try and kill the Panzer Selbstfahr Leverta instead of the heat ammo, he probably would have won the game, because he might have then been able to use the heat on the Panzer IV-D the moment he was tracked in the cap, because that would have wiped him out once he was stationary. But, oh well, not to be, but it's a nice set of medals all the same, and a nice ace tanker. It's just a pity that the standards dropped after so many people received VPs in the loot boxes at Christmas. I just hope they enjoy it because it's a fantastic Arty. As you can see here, Steel Mike knows how to handle it very, very well indeed. And he got a set of medals that proves that he knows how to handle it. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel. And hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.